Thank you, Bill, for those very kind words. Good morning. I am Dwight, and I have the privilege, and it truly is a privilege every day, for serving as the Chief Executive Officer of the Cooley Group. We are the world's premier manufacturer of high-performance, sustainable engineered membranes. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with the Cooley Group, but I'm sure you're familiar with a number of our sustainable innovations. Cooley is the company that partnered with Dow Chemical and others to develop the stadium wrap on the London 2012 Olympic Stadium. We were the first pioneers in the development of 5-meter wide, non-PVC, polyethylene-based print media. We're the preferred supplier to a number of the world's biggest and best global brands. We have manufactured over 100 million square meters of commercial roofing over 20 years without a single roofing failure. Whether it's on the roof or below grade, we keep the water out of the buildings, tunnels, and underground structures we are entrusted to protect. We provided the membrane material that was used to contain the horrendous BP 2010 Gulf of Mexico oil spill. We are dedicated to protecting the world's water resources. We are the preferred supplier of reservoir covers and liners to the National Israeli Water Company, among others. With the explosive growth in natural gas fracking, there's been a heightened awareness around protecting the surrounding environment. So the most environmentally sensitive of drillers rely on Cooley membranes for storing liquid and hazardous chemicals. We're also dedicated to protecting the people who protect America's freedom. We provide the membrane material used on combat watercraft for the U.S. Marines. And we developed and manufactured the fuel liners for Series 1 Formula race cars. And by the way, for those that aren't familiar with Formula 1 race cars, that fuel tank sits in the seat of the car. So every time a Formula 1 race car driver turns over his or her ignition key, their life depends on our performance. There's a level of quality and performance that we manufacture into every product we ship. Besides proven performance, every product you see here has two things in common. Every product was designed, developed, and manufactured by the dedicated people of the Cooley team, and every product was designed, developed, and manufactured to be more sustainable. Where sustainable chemistry makes the difference is much more than a marketing tagline. Sustainable chemistry is actually at the heart and soul of who Cooley is. It's in our DNA every morning when we wake up. It drives our innovation process throughout the day and compels us to collaborate with some of the world's biggest global companies. But with the privilege of leading the world's premier manufacturer of high-performance, sustainable engineered membranes comes responsibility. Responsibility to lead a company that is in the collective best interest of our shareholders, our customers, our employees, and our neighbors. To me, the guiding principle that allows me to be fully accountable for all four of these constituents is sustainability. I'm going to tell you a story this morning about sustainability. This is a story about using sustainability to drive global expansion. It's a story about sustainability to develop products, manage your people, and operate your processes to drive this global expansion. In order to make it easy if you follow along, I'm going to keep the story simple. There'll be an introduction, 3 chapters, and a conclusion. So, what is sustainability? I could probably best answer this question using a Cooley example. Almost a year before the London Olympics opening ceremonies, Cooley was approached by our global collaboration partner, Dow Chemical. an Olympic sponsor looking to help support the most sustainable Olympics in history. Dow asked us to design and develop and manufacture a sustainable solution for wrapping stadiums. The solution had to be non-PVC, contain a non-halogenated fire retardant chemistry, have a lower carbon footprint than the alternative solutions, be 100% recyclable, and just as important, it had to be economically viable. If Cooley, Dow, and our partners could pull this off, it wouldn't just be the most visible symbol of the 2012 Olympic Games. It would change the future of print media, applications, and the pathway of the multi-billion-dollar outdoor advertising industry. It could change the way people think about sustainable print media. Let's look at the subsequent innovation. On July 29th, encircling every athlete and 80,000 spectators stood another Cooley icon of innovation, performance, and sustainability, the world's first sustainable stadium wrap. It was not an easy, nor necessarily straightforward process to get here. In fact, we collaborated with our partners for almost a year. But when we were finished, Cooley, Dow, and our other partners had developed a polyethylene-based, non-PVC, non-halogenated fire retardant solution with a lower carbon footprint, and we eliminated the disposal of the material by either being able to repurpose it or recycle it back into another wrap or other print media material. The wrap became a worldwide showcase of pride for our athletes and those that supported them, and most certainly for the Cooley team. And our customers profited from marketing the most sustainable games ever. And Cooley and our collaboration partners profited not only from developing and selling the solution, but from developing a solution that will be used on other sustainable stadiums, print media, and frankly, any other application we can dream up with our partners. Most importantly, the world benefited from what is a better solution based on long-term sustainability. So what are the three pillars of sustainability? Whether it's a wrap for a full high-profile stadium or a 100% recyclable PVC billboard, each product must satisfy each of the three pillars of sustainability: environmental stewardship, economic prosperity, and social responsibility. Each of these three pillars can be defined in terms of the impact on products, processes, and people. Let's first consider environmental stewardship. Are your products environmentally sound? There are a number of criteria one can use to make this assessment. The simplest criteria, and the one we highlighted Cooley, is carbon footprint. Does the product have a lower carbon footprint than the alternative? At Cooley, we are committed to lower the carbon footprint on every product we manufacture. In order to achieve this objective, we calculate the carbon footprint of every product, and then we use this footprint as a baseline which we can then compare all new products to ensure we are meeting our carbon commitment. Are your processes used to make your products environmentally sound? There are a number of criteria you need to measure and monitor, not the least of which are your energy consumption and wasteful or harmful byproducts. The focus should be on lowering your energy use and eliminating these wasteful byproducts. At Cooley, we have lowered our energy consumption over the last 6 years by 48% and our use of landfills by 26%. Last, but certainly not least, is the people impact. The most important thing you can do is maximize the health and safety of your employees. Certainly your most important asset that, if protected, will further your process and product objectives. For example, at our manufacturing operation in South Carolina, we started wearing green pins to show the number of days, consecutive days, without a lost time injury. We have not had a single worker injury since we started wearing the pins. So as of this morning, we were at 330 days and counting. The second pillar is social responsibility. In terms of social responsibility, are your products designed to minimize the impact on society? There are a number of ways to measure and monitor this pillar. Are your products designed to reduce the waste generation after their original useful life? Is there an afterlife of the product rather than having to dispose of it in a local community landfill? At Cooley, for example, we have dramatically reduced our disposal of used PVC roofing material into landfills by modifying our processes to incorporate used PVC roofing into new roofing products. As a result, we have used 11,000 metric tons of reground PVC roofing material that would otherwise have ended up in a local community landfill. Does your manufacturing business processes allow for a perpetual cycle of cradle-to-cradle sustainability? Recently, one of our key customers in the roofing business was bidding on a commercial roofing job. And one of the bid requirements is the contractor had to take back the old roof. When the customer called up the Cooley global account manager and asked if we would take the roof back, the response from Cooley was yes, without hesitation. At Cooley, we believe we have a responsibility. If we make it, we should take it back. So as a result, we're now developing a recycling business to take back used roofing material from our customers to perpetuate a cradle-to-cradle sustainability in our building products division. Social responsibility also impacts people in other ways. At Cooley, we believe companies have a responsibility to operate in a way that seeks to maximize the well-being of your neighbors and the local communities in which you operate. For example, we monitor the air emissions in and around our facilities to ensure we're operating in a manner that is healthy, not only for our employees, but for our neighbors in the local communities in which we operate. The third pillar is economic prosperity. Along with ensuring your products meet the environmental stewardship and social responsibility threshold of sustainability, they also need to turn profit. It is this third pillar where you tend to have the biggest disconnect with sustainability. People often assume that if a product is sustainable, then it must cost the customer more, or you must earn less of a profit. This is a completely false assumption. I'll say it again, for all of you in the very back of the room, this is a completely false assumption. If you don't profit from a sustainable solution, then the solution is not sustainable. There is no person, company, or government, for that matter, that can sustain a loss on a product or service indefinitely. Either you turn a profit or you stop producing. I have another great Cooley example for you. Cooley was the innovation leader in driving the U.S. billboard market from 12-ounce PVC to 7-ounce. This transition fit all the criteria of sustainability. It lowered the use of raw materials. It was lighter weight, making it safer for the billboard operators to install the material, and it lowered the cost to the customer by 15%. But as with any great sustainability story, it doesn't end there. Although Cooley has 70% market share in the North American billboard market, we continue to drive further sustainability. We are now transitioning the market from 7-ounce PVC to 5.3-ounce polyethylene, not only reducing the weight by 25%, but now allowing for 100% recyclability of our newest innovation. Being fully recyclable eliminates the cost to our customers of having to dispose of that used billboard material in the local community landfills. Economic prosperity can also be measured in terms of more efficient manufacturing and distribution processes. How do I manufacture my products less expensively? I know a lot of people in this room may not like to hear me say this, but outsourcing, the right outsourcing is a good sustainability practice. If someone else can manufacture a product that meets your quality standards and for less than it costs you, then the right sustainability answer is to have that someone else do the manufacturing. Although the majority of the products Cooley sells we manufacture, we use sourcing partners for products that our customers want, but for a number of reasons can be optimally produced elsewhere. For example, it may be more sustainable to outsource manufacturing in Asia if your products are going to be distributed in Asia. We've even gone one step further at Cooley in that we have no objection to sourcing products from our competitors if they can produce a product more sustainably than we can. The fact is, sometimes your best competitors make the best collaboration partners. The biggest economic reason for economic prosperity is such an important pillar of sustainability because it allows you to build on your company's most important asset, your people. Your ability to recruit, train, and motivate the best and brightest creates the most sustainable of competitive advantages, and no other resource appreciates over time. I spoke earlier about outsourcing. Let me further clarify my position here. Outsourcing to gain access to more efficient production equipment you may not have internally is a good sustainability practice. Chasing cheap labor is not sustainable. It is the reason companies like GE and others are moving production back to North America. Improving production efficiencies and reducing distribution channels are good sustainability business practices. Cheap labor is not. As China labor costs accelerate, the chase for cheap labor requires you to move to either Western China, India, Vietnam, or elsewhere. Each move costs time and lost efficiency. All the things that prevent the achievement of long-term sustainability. I said it before, and I always say it over and over again, at Cooley, I wouldn't trade my manufacturing workforce for any other workforce anywhere in the world. Sustainability is about building and leveraging your strengths. And in the case of Cooley, that means building and leveraging our best-in-class people. How's everybody doing? A little over halfway through. And I can promise you the second half is a little better than the first half, a little more interesting. So how does a mid-sized company attain the three pillars of sustainability? I would argue it takes only two things: innovation and collaboration. Now, innovate. Everybody is talking about innovation. Let me just put in perspective where I'm coming from on innovation as far as Cooley is concerned. 40% of our annual revenue comes from new products. Cooley is an absolute innovation machine. As our company's chairman, who just celebrated his 65th anniversary of the company, would say, new, new, new. What is the objective of new, new, new? Sustainability. The sole focus of Cooley's innovation process is making our products, processes, and people more sustainable. Our success in constantly innovating new solutions can be tied directly to the three pillars of sustainability. I use my earlier story of Cooley going from 12-ounce to 7-ounce PVC down to 5.3-ounce PE. Environmental stewardship. We constantly hear about non-PVC alternatives. This is good, as you probably realize, good at Cooley is never good enough. The PE-based product we developed is an environmental game changer, with a lower carbon footprint than PVC, lighter weight, and most importantly, 100% recyclable. Social responsibility. 100% recyclability eliminates the need to landfill any scrap generated during production and any finished print media after it has been used by the billboard advertiser. 100% means the process is cradle to cradle in perpetuity while generating zero hazardous air emissions, further benefiting our employees and our neighbors. Economic prosperity. We can achieve economic prosperity for Cooley, our print customers, and the advertisers by meeting the market need for a more cost-effective, non-PVC solution. Profit from which we can innovate even more sustainable solutions. Our customers can invest in more efficient printers, and our advertisers can develop more creative ads. To accelerate the innovation process and to maximize your own company's strengths and offset your weaknesses, collaboration becomes the second critical component for attaining the 3 pillars of sustainability. Again, our success in global collaboration can be tied directly to these 3 pillars of sustainability. I'll use my earlier story of Cooley's collaboration with Dow Chemical. Environmental stewardship. Dow collaboration provided Cooley a broader base of chemistries that increased the likely success that the product could be designed with the lowest carbon footprint possible. Social responsibility, resulting in a customer solution that met all the customer's needs, including a non-halogenated fire retardant chemistry. The non-halogenated, non-cancer-causing chemistry was critical in this case. Clearly, because the stadium was going to hold 80,000 spectators, and during the opening and closing ceremonies, there was going to be extensive use of fireworks. Economic prosperity. The collaboration allowed for the development of the best possible solution for our customers while ensuring we use Cooley's manufacturing resources as efficiently as possible. And in the end, the collaboration ensured Dow, Cooley, and our other partners leverage the skills, resources, and experiences of all our people collectively to be able to develop, market, and sell a world-class solution with infinite possible applications for wrapping stadiums, buildings, and shopping malls.
The collaboration in this project was actually fantastic. From our different divisions within Dow, down to the compounder, down to the producers, our additive partners, it was one of the experiences I definitely would not miss.
For me, it was the first time that I worked on a project that included so many partners in the value chain, and it was amazing to see how this common objective aligned everybody around this project.
So we had to have a collaboration with experts who were knowledgeable about the chemistry, who were knowledgeable about the polymers and about the flame retardants.
We chose Magnifin because it enabled us to achieve very high loadings to meet the required flame retardant standards while maintaining the properties of the polymeric backbone.
Once I got here with the samples, it was a very easy relationship to work together to get the product tested properly, adequately, and with the right seal of approval.
So we've been doing a lot of flight testing on all sorts of products for the Olympic ceremonies and the general Olympic procedures.
There were multiple weekly conference calls constantly talking about the project, where we are, what needed to be done, and what the next steps were.
And we're sitting in our beds listening to 5 a.m. conference calls and these scientists talking about things, not understanding a word they're saying, and then 3 or 4 days later, here comes a small sample of this new material that we're supposed to test.
We're going to run this material. I said, all right, let's try it and put it on the machine. You know, it just didn't work. We couldn't get it to flow to the edge. We couldn't get it to melt right. So, okay, then now we bring another one in. Now the material's too heavy. But we have to do this. I mean, there's a stadium being built that needs a wrap. We couldn't quit. You know, absolutely could not quit.
It definitely was a race against the clock, which did drive the team to, in many cases, work 24 hours a day.
So there's a lot of different steps here that Dow has competencies in that we use every day in our normal way of working, and we expanded those across a pretty broad value chain to deliver this solution.
Why and how do you measure and track sustainability? In a number of places throughout my talk this morning, I mentioned measuring and monitoring. I do that for one simple reason. To quote the best of the best, Peter Drucker, what gets measured gets managed. At Cooley, we follow a very simple principle when it comes to measuring and monitoring execution. 100-0. 100% accountability, 0% excuses. To succeed in your quest for sustainability, my recommendation is you measure and monitor your results and hold your entire team accountable for the results. If you fall short of your objectives, figure out how and why, but whatever you do, you accept no excuses. And no excuses means no excuses, including the challenges of the markets and the global economy. I often hear within the textiles industry that we can't because of the market. There's no such thing as cannot. You need to stop making excuses so you can figure out how to succeed in a tough market by using your strength and skills, your people, and your partners to build a sustainable competitive advantage. Allow me to tell you one last story this morning, and then I will wrap things up. Cooley manufactures, among other things, textile composites used to store water and jet fuel for the U.S. military. I'm talking about highly portable, engineered liquid storage tanks that can hold up 800,000 liters. My sales team began to raise concerns about the fall off in military orders because the market was going soft on us. What do you say when your sales team tells you the market is going soft? I thank them very politely for the market update, and then ask, what are we going to do about it? So we began to think through, where else is there a demand for portable, highly engineered liquid storage tanks? The answer for Cooley was natural gas fracking, a process that requires over 8 million liters of chemicals and water to frack each well. Following the Cooley model of sustainability, we began to innovate by working on modifying our military fuel storage membranes to serve the fracking market. To accelerate our efforts, we collaborated with SEI, a Canadian industrial fabric products manufacturer. The innovation and collaboration allowed us to engineer a highly differentiated solution to serve a new market with explosive growth potential. The differentiating factor was sustainability. Environmental stewardship. The Cooley SEI collapsible frac tank is the only bladder tank that has been specifically designed for the hydraulic fracking market. A market that allows access to untapped natural gas resources, which is a cleaner source of energy than oil and coal. Social responsibility. The Cooley SEI proprietary fabric has been developed to handle abrasion associated with continued relocation. It is the only engineered textile that can handle 73,000 cycles, compared with other materials designed for fuel and water storage that can only handle 13,000. And it's a fabric that can also handle a wide temperature range from -50 to +82. This high level of performance improves the health and safety of the fracking process by reducing the likelihood of contamination of groundwater in the local communities where fracking is being deployed. Economic prosperity. The Cooley SEI solution dramatically reduces the logistics and related costs required in the fracking process. Each frac tank folds up into a single crate, allowing 20 tanks to be shipped on one 120 meter length trailer. It would take 48 trucks to transport the equivalent number of traditional metal frac tanks needed to store the same volume of liquid. So why is sustainability the key success factor to global expansion for mid-sized companies? Because sustainability is the perpetual commitment to long-term success. As measured by the 3 pillars of sustainability, each of the 3 pillars can be attained by simply focusing on your products and your processes and your people through a relentless pursuit of innovation and collaboration. Sustainability is a responsibility you should take on within your own businesses, and that collectively we should take on within the technical textiles industry. But most importantly, we should take on this commitment as citizens of the world, a world where we have a responsibility to leave in a better place for our children. Thank you again, Bill, for inviting me, and thank you all for listening, and please enjoy the balance of the conference.